This is gonna be my time. Time to taste the fruits and let the juices drip down my chin. I proclaim this the Summer of George! Ah!
Hello and welcome to Seincast, a retrospective on all 180 episodes of Seinfeld, being hosted by two guys who can barely run their own lives. My name is Vinny.
My name's Matt.
How you doing?
Doing great. Happy birthday. Oh boy.
Thank you.
Now you are 44, is that right?
Ooh. No, I'm 34 today.
Congratulations.
34. Ooh.
Have you done anything to celebrate other than record an episode of Seincast?
Had to work. Stayed late.
I mean, what a fitting way to wrap up season 8 then. Have a recording at midnight on Wednesday.
Hey, what can I tell you? It's the end of the summer of Vinny.
Yes. Well, I'm sure all of our listeners wish you a happy birthday, but as we know, Vinny, happy birthday, no such thing. I thought we should mention that, this is the end of season 8, the last episode of season 8, which means we will be doing our season recap. This is when we talk about like our favorite episodes, least favorite episodes, favorite characters, just favorite moments from the season as a whole. But we also like to hear from our listeners. And in particular, we want to hear what our listeners' favorite episode was from season 8 and any questions or topics we haven't covered yet on the show or, you'd like us to discuss. They don't have to be Seinfeld related. So, we're putting it out to our listeners right now. Please email us or post on Facebook, on Twitter, your favorite season 8 episode and any questions or topics you want us to go over. You can also leave a voicemail, as you all know, at Coco Bosco. And we would love to get all of this info in by Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween. That means, of course, we're taking next week off just to, give everyone enough time to get in touch with us. But, we would love to hear from you guys. And, Vinny, I got to say, I just can't believe we've come to the end of yet another season of Seinfeld. It's nuts.
We are here.
Yeah. No, one other thing, Vinny, that we haven't done on the show in a while is thank all of our listeners for their donations over the past couple of months. Anyone out there that likes Seincast, you want to continue supporting us, you can visit paypal.me/Seincast. Once again, that's paypal.me/Seincast. And Vinny, why don't you kick us off here with some of our listener donations?
Thank you for putting a little something in our tip jar to your fellow paisanos. Adam Brady from Costa Mesa, California. Matthew Chiacciola. And again, apologies for the pronunciation of some of these names. Matthew Chiacciola. Charles Glovsky from Cambridge, Massachusetts. Danielle Wilson from Sturbridge, Massachusetts. Matthew Bork from Baltimore, Maryland. Hey, local boy. Josh Connolly from Katy, Texas. John Warner. Tracy Hunt from North Salt Lake, Utah. Kyle Smith from Alexandria, Virginia. Ooh, might be neighbors. And Brian Gubin from Arlington, Virginia.
Right on. And
some local boys.
Yeah. How do you like that? Also want to thank some businesses that helped us out along the way. The Rose Stem Project in Weston, Florida. A Dozen Eggs Gourmet Treats in Mount Holly, Vermont. Michael Ouellette in South Portland, Maine. Now, Michael is not a business, but he did send us a message saying he started a t-shirt store with his wife. It's table6tees.com/collections/Seinfeld if anyone wants to check it out. They have a great Van Buren Boy shirt on there that I really like. It's kind of like a graffiti design to it. But let's get international here. We got Rudolf Fellhaber from Germany, Michael Cretany from London, England, Robin Pearson, also from London, James Mander from Birmingham, England. My Hebrew is a little rusty. No surprise there. But, I did not get this person's name, but they are from Hayagiv, Israel. Is that how you pronounce it? Hayagiv? It was through Google Translate, and I tried my best.
Pretty amazing.
Wells Patrick from Suzhou, China, and Andrew Malici from Melbourne, Australia. And it's funny, Andrew left a message here. He said, "Love the show, guys, and I blame you for every time I hear the word shadow throughout my day." I have to respond with, Vinny?
Shadow?
Yes.
See, Andrew gets it.
Yes. So what episode do we have this week?
Speaking of shadows, we are discussing the 22nd episode of season 8, The Summer of George, written by Alec and Jay.
It's a midnight record.
You're rubbing off on me.
If only our listeners knew how long it's taken us to get from the beginning of the episode to this point. They're going to think it only took 5 minutes. It's probably taken us 20 minutes so far. Mm-hmm.
Take that from the top. Written by Alec Berg and Jeff Schaefer, directed by Andy Ackerman, and originally aired May 15th, 1997.
Right on. Well, we have some fun trivia here to go over. Let's talk about Sam, Elaine's coworker who doesn't swing her arms when she walks. That was based on a girl that Jeff went to high school with. He never really noticed, that she had this tendency to walk and just, her arms were just hanging there like salamis until one day in chemistry class, she was like carrying a beaker or something, and the chemistry teacher of all people lost it and said, "For God's sake, swing your arms." And, Jeff and Alec had this idea for years. They just never knew what to do with it. And boom, here you go. Now, probably the most interesting bit of inspiration is the girlfriend dude storyline. I don't know how else to put it.
Yeah.
I think we brought this up on the show before.
We probably did during the... I forget the name of the
Calzone, I think.
Calzone.
Why don't you, remind our listeners what happened during the filming of that episode and how it ties into the Summer of George?
Sure. So let me put in your mind the beautiful actress Dylan Tays, who played Nikki. She's beautiful. She's ravishing. She gets away with everything because she's attractive. She gets out of the ticket. She gets 2 tickets, means to an end.
She's a beautiful Godzilla. We get it.
Exactly. So one year, Jeff and Alec got tickets to the Oscars because they wrote some jokes, similar to Jerry's story arc here. And Alec Berg asked the actress who played Nikki, Dylan Tays, if she wanted to go. She said yes. So as we see Jerry in the episode, arriving to the apartment, and this guy's there, this dude, so happened to Alec when he arrived at Dylan Tays' apartment. There was a guy there, a feller, and he could not grasp what was going on. And I guess they ended up going to the Oscars, but all the writers ended up saying, she kind of just used you to get a free trip to the Oscars out of it, right?
Right, and that scene in the episode when Jerry is kind of like grilling Lanette, like that really happened to Alec at the Oscars, where he's like, "So, who's this guy?" And he could never figure it out, like what was going on. But Alec and Jeff didn't plan for this to be the season finale. Mm-hmm. It wasn't until things worked out to be that way, and they're like, "All right, we have to kind of build up this George storyline, and as we know, kind of tie it back in with the premiere of season 8, the foundation with Susan."
May she rest in peace.
Right. And the invitations and whatnot. So there was a bit of reworking, but originally this storyline was really going to be centered around the dude, mostly.
Question, Matt, for you, unrelated. Mm-hmm. When did Big Lebowski come out?
Like 97, 98.
Interesting.
Why do you say that?
Because there's a dude in that movie, too.
That's true. What other dudes are there? Hey, dude.
Cowabunga dude.
Okay. Well, one of the guest stars this week is a legend, in her own right, Raquel Wrrrrelch. I love her role this week. That scene with Kramer in the dressing room is just fantastic. And, kind of like the Bette Midler storyline or, the reason for bringing in Bette, Raquel was kind of known as being a bit of a...
diva.
Yeah, a diva. There you go. So this never happens on the show, but she actually, once she agreed to do it, she contacted the director of photography, Wayne Kennan, on Seinfeld, and had to call him up and explain how she needs to be lit or lighted. What's the right way?
It's one of those terms the millennials are using, right?
Yeah, right. Or lamping, whatever it is.
Yeah.
He needs to light her a certain way. That's the only way to light Raquel Wrrrrelch, and he got a laugh out of that because no one has ever asked him to do that. And according to Alec and Jeff, Wayne, the DP, had to bring out all of this lighting equipment that no one had ever seen before for this one scene in the dressing room. But she looks great
good
this week. Yeah,
yeah,
looks fantastic.
Or you got it, or you ain't.
Vinny, you can't say that.
Never mind. Or you got it, or you ain't.
And tying into the Raquel storyline this week is the cat fight. Have you ever been into cat fights or like Like Kramer or Jerry Gotten Excited?
No, I remember seeing it in movies, and that was a thing, but it does nothing for me.
Right. Maybe if you're like 13 years old, right?
Sure.
Pre-internet. But now, speaking of Raquel, how familiar are you with the Gene Harris, Scarsdale Surprise, Tarnower storyline?
I only know what George lets us know about it.
Yeah, me too. And I feel like the whole, murder of Dr. Tarnower by Gene Harris and the trial was just a little before our time. And I'm sure a lot of our listeners remember this very well. But for those of you that aren't familiar with it, or, kind of like us, just know it through this episode, Gene Harris was the headmistress of the Madeira School for Girls in Virginia in, I guess, the 70s, and had this relationship with Herman Tarnower, who was this cardiologist in New York, and he was known for this popular diet book he published called The Complete Scarsdale Medical Diet. And Dr. Tarnower had relationships with other women that, he didn't really keep secret from Harris, and he also got her prescribed and hooked on, like, different medications over the years, so it really wasn't a very healthy, stable relationship. Around like 1980 or so, he started a relationship with his secretary, who was like 30 years younger than him. And around this time, Gene Harris just had this mental break and actually planned on killing herself, but instead drove, 4 hours to Tarnower's house and shot him, killed him right there. And there was this huge trial. Harris consistently maintained that, she didn't mean to kill him, I guess. Mm-hmm. She was sentenced to 15 years to life at a correctional facility. But while there, she, helped educate inmates and started programs that helped women obtain their GEDs and college degrees while, imprisoned. And I don't know, maybe about 10 to 15 years later, Governor Cuomo commuted the remainder of her sentence. I think she lived out the final years of her life somewhere in Connecticut until she just passed away in 2012 on Festivus, of all days.
Fitting.
And in pop culture, TV and film, she was portrayed by Ellen Burstyn and Annette Bening. I'm not aware of any Broadway productions, but that's pretty much the Wikipedia version of Gene Harris.
That was very succinct, Matt. Thank you very much for that. I knew none of that. I always knew Scarsdale Diet Dr. Murda.
Right.
And growing up, I thought, oh, that's a show in Broadway. It's one of the ones I just don't know of. It's off Broadway, but I learned a lot there. So thank you for that.
Scarsdale being a town in New York, and can't tell you how excited I was the first time I drove by Scarsdale and I saw the sign. I'm like, oh my God.
It truly was a Scarsdale surprise.
And, speaking of, Broadway and even off Broadway, Tony's too, Jason Alexander. I mean, you want to talk about a trained Broadway actor. He's a singer. He's a dancer. He began his acting career on the New York stage. On Broadway, he appeared in Merrily We Roll Along, The Ring, Broadway Bound. He actually won a Tony himself in 1989, right before Seinfeld premiered in Jerome Robbins' Broadway. So, pretty cool. Currently starring in the off-Broadway play The Portuguese Kid. So, I don't know, maybe we can catch that sometime.
I'm down.
Just a lot of random trivia to throw out this week. This is what happens when we record at 12:30 now at night. Let's get started with the first scene of the episode, Vinny. We're at that outdoor cafe. I always like to think this is Java World.
Oh, it's Java.
Yes. George still can't believe that the Yankees fired him, as we recall from last week, getting traded for some Tyler chicken. And Jerry tries to stay positive. You took him to the World Series. Come on. Plus, George made all those flight arrangements, hotels, buses.
No, I don't know who was doing that.
So when he actually worked, what is it that he did?
I tell you, they had a pastry cart you wouldn't believe. It's a little Morty Seinfeld, huh? With the they don't make corned beef like that anymore.
The good old days, yeah.
Here we go. Your latte. Your cappuccino.
Maybe I should ask her out.
She is a good waitress.
That's true. Maybe I'll take her to the Tonys.
You're going to the Tonys?
Yeah, I wrote some jokes for the show, and they gave me 2 tickets.
Well, why didn't you ask me? I know a million theater jokes. What's the deal with those guys down in the pit?
They're musicians. That's not a joke.
It's a funny observation.
This is sort of the first what's the deal jokes from George's mind this episode. It always seems like whenever people impersonate Jerry, they're like, just what's the deal, fill in the blank.
Exactly. Yep. That's the go-to like cliche Jerry impersonation.
But George did have a good one a couple of seasons ago. The coup d'etat.
Oh yeah, I love the coup d'etat.
Good one. Well, George opens some mail and reads that the Yankees are giving him 3 months full pay as part of his severance package. And he feels inspired, to really do something over the summer. Like, read a book from beginning to end in that order.
I've always wanted to do that.
What else?
Learn to play frolf.
You mean golf?
Frolf. Frisbee golf, Jerry. Golf with a frisbee.
And as we heard from the intro, George gets very passionate about really enjoying the next 3 months and declares this the summer of George. And then he gets attacked by a bee. Oh, what's the bee in Bee Movie? Barry B. Benson?
Barry B. Benson, yeah. Hopefully George doesn't break his glasses again.
What makes you say that?
I broke him playing basketball. He was running from a bee.
Oh, very good.
Is that the right one? Is that glasses?
Sounds about right.
So we are introduced to this waitress, Amanda Peet, who plays Lanette, and it got me thinking because there's a line where I think George, who says it here? Jerry asks, maybe I should ask her out, and George says she is a good waitress. We've had some fine waitresses over the course of the series.
Sure.
See, we got Claire from the pilot, Kelly from Monks, Lauren Bowles, who's the middle finger waitress, Hildy from Reggie's, and the bosomy daughters of Mr. Vizagna, the waitress who gets the apartment from George and Jerry, the one they fight over. So do you have any favorites among that list or any ones that I didn't mention?
Just one that comes to mind, the Portuguese waitress.
Oh, Nassim Ensalada Grande.
That's what the Jason's play's about, the Portuguese kid.
Maybe he and that waitress had a baby.
Yeah, that's it.
A bastard child.
Look at the cute little bastard. Well, pretty cool that we got Amanda Peet as Lanette. I don't know. Is she like one of the more famous guest stars? Like,
I believe so.
Girlfriend? Mm-hmm.
Yep, very well-known actress. This was among one of her earlier roles, but I think most people know her from The Whole Nine Yards. The two movies that come to mind when I think of Amanda Peet, we got Saving Silverman, which is excellent.
Oh yeah, you love that movie. Mm-hmm.
And I really love Something's Gotta Give with Jack Nicholson. Shut it. It's good. You know it's good.
I have trouble
Here we go, everybody. Listen to the idiots. Here he comes. What do you got?
I have trouble with movies when the title is like a quote.
Mm-hmm.
Because I said so. Something's got to give.
As good as it gets.
I like that one. That one's
They're all from the same writer producer.
It's all Jack Nicholson. It's complicated.
Thank you. No, that's Alec. What's his name? Baldwin. Alec Baldwin.
What's his name?
Well, I was gonna say Berg, and I'm like, that's not it. Mixing up my Alex.
But, just talking about this cold open as a whole, this might be the most plot-heavy one since The Foundation. Susan's gravestone.
We actually got some meat and potatoes from the episode itself.
Right. And, kind of also, like that episode, The Foundation, here, George is declaring, hey, I'm going to really get to living, enjoy my life. It usually involves him just being lazy. Either he's eating like a hunk of cheese or drinking soda from a mini fridge in his recliner. But, let's cut over to the J. Peterman Company. In the hallway, Elaine is chatting with two coworkers, Dugan and Walter.
And then Peterman ate it. I never told him.
What do you think that was? Could it be the pie he got from Lorenzo's, maybe? Like, when did Elaine and Peterman share a meal?
What do you say we order ourselves a pie? You like Lorenzo's? Yeah, it probably is. Maybe there was a hair on his farina.
Oh, yeah. Or she sneezed on it.
Or the egg salad. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. But I like the idea that I feel like she doesn't respect Peterman as much as she did when she first got hired. She used to look at him with such admiration, in the way she said to Mr. Lippman last week. I used to respect you, a man with integrity.
Yeah.
I feel like she's lost all respect for Peterman at this point in her career.
Yeah, good point. Well, this new girl in accounting, Sam, walks by, and there's something unique about her. She never swings her arms. They just kind of hang like salamis.
She walks like an orangutan.
Better call the zoo.
Rare. Cat tea. I love the way Walter, he doesn't say tss, he puts a F on there first. So it's a F, S, 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 S.
Can we hear it again?
Yeah. Try and say it. It's very fun. Hey, bear. So we get the return of Joe Erla as Dugan. And then we are introduced to this awesome character, Walter. And there's two Walters, right, that we'll learn?
Oh, right. Yes.
Other Walter's birthday. But this is Walter, who's played by Wayne Wilderson. And he's in 4 episodes of Seinfeld. He's in The Summer of George here in season 8. And then he'll come back for The Merv Griffin Show, The Apology, and The Frogger in season 9. He's in 7 episodes of Veep.
Yeah, he's like a reporter or like somewhere in the press pool, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And then 3 episodes of The Mick, which I have yet to see, but I hear it's good. He was on an episode of Jason Alexander's series, Listen Up. But I saved my favorite appearance of his for last, and I think you know what it is.
The Office.
You got it. He plays Martin, the ex-con, who spent some time in De Klink. And there is a wonderful GIF. Please Google it, because I send it to Matt all the time. Stanley Hudson is the only black man in the office. Michael makes it known to everybody. And then the guys from Stanford come. Martin is the only black guy from Stanford to come. And in a moment where the two officers are starting to get acquainted and hopefully bond, Stanley looks up from his work, gazes in the corner, sees Martin, the other black coworker, and Martin gives him a chest bump as if to say, solidarity, brother. And Stanley could not be more unimpressed by Martin's, display. And he just rolls his eyes and looks away. But it's so slow and Stanley-like that I can't help but laugh. And I'm just getting all warm and fuzzy just thinking about it right now.
And every time you send that, you are Stanley, right? Just rolling your eyes at me.
Exactly. So best appearance by Wayne Wilderson.
Yeah. So it's wild. We talked about Raquel. During trivia, we got Amanda Peet, Wayne Wilderson, but we have another guest star to talk about here.
That's right. We briefly see Molly Shannon as Sam from SNL fame.
Yeah, another big name, but again, like Amanda, a little before her breakout. She joined SNL in 95, so a couple of years before this, but I guess it was around 97 or so, 98, the whole Mary Catherine Gallagher.
Superstar.
Right.
Superstar. She was in the How the Grinch Stole Christmas, and I think a lot of us will know her as Gail from the Wet Hot American Summer series.
Right. Well, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. Elaine tells Jerry about Sam's strange walk, but more importantly, why is she the one that gets reared when Dugan and Walter were also being catty? It's a double standard.
Oh, and what about ladies' night? Women admitted free before 10.
That is so stupid.
Rear. I like Jerry's subtle rear.
And that's he only does that to annoy her.
Of course.
I gotta say right now, I hate the rear storyline. Are you a fan?
Not really.
Yeah.
I feel like Elaine got the short end of the stick this week in terms of meaty storylines.
Yeah.
What comes from it is the great, we haven't gotten to it yet, but the great showdown between Raquel Wrrrrelch and Elaine, as well as Sam and Elaine. Mm-hmm. Sam and Diane. So out of it comes good stuff, but I just feel like, there's episodes where we talk about the Elaine character being underutilized. This is one of those weeks.
Yeah, it feels like it. Now, Vinny, you must be very excited with what George is watching on TV. When did this whole shadow thing start on Seincast? Was it when I watched The Shadow with Alec Bergwin?
It might have been when we were going through, a guest star's credit list and Shadow came up, or he was in White Shadow, or something. Shadow was in the title of his film credit.
That comes up a lot, as well as another quote this week, the Lou.
Oh, of course.
We've been milking that every episode.
Any guy named Lou, you're my buddy.
Well, George goes on to explain, I'm watching TV. I need a few days to decompress. He's already done plenty today, right?
Bought a new recliner with a fridge built right into it.
Well, Kramer enters in his bathrobe.
Hey, Jerry, you got any Tums?
Stomachache?
I drank too much water in the shower.
Top of the fridge. Hey, George, I'm taking that waitress to the Tonys.
Shadow!
Oh, the Tonys. I'll see you there, buddy.
You're going to the Tonys, too?
Yeah, roger that.
Where are you sitting?
Well, all over the place. Yeah, I'm a seat filler. They don't like to see empty seats on TV, so somebody gets up, I just park my caboose in their spot till they get back.
How did you get that job?
Yeah, Mickey, he hooked me up. Yeah, he's a member of the Academy.
What academy?
Well, he didn't say.
Apparently that line, I drank too much water in the shower, is one of Jeff Schaefer's favorite Kramer lines.
Yeah, it's a good one.
Always tickles him. Mickey must be on his honeymoon now, right?
Oh, that's right, with Julie and Karen.
Karen, whatever.
And some academy Mickey is a part of helped Kramer get this seat filler gig, so more to come. Let's cut over to Lanette's apartment. Jerry arrives to pick up Lanette for their date.
Hi.
Hi.
Nice tuxedo.
Thanks. It's a breakaway.
Should we go?
Absolutely.
Lyle, we're going.
All right.
Jerry, this is Lyle.
Hey, how you doing?
Okay.
Have a good time.
Thanks. Lyle.
Jerry always looks good in tuxes, I have to say.
Yeah. Any other scenes where he's in a tux?
Well, we got the opera.
What is that crap?
We got Fredo was weak and stupid. He shouldn't have eaten that key.
I dug him up. Let's cut him open.
I don't think he wears a tux for the telethon, does he?
No, that's just a suit.
Just a suit. Any other tuxes?
I think that's it.
Okay, well,
Yeah.
he's a handsome boy.
Mm-hmm.
We see where Lanette lives, and then she has this fellow with her named Lyle, who's played by Blake Gibbons. And please, everyone, pause the recording right now and go to Blake Gibbons's IMDb page. The guy still has this luscious, thick, full head of hair. This guy was blessed follically. Not only is his hair like perfect, and forgive me, this is the bald guy like admiring here. It's my birthday, let me do what I want. He's also got like wonderful facial hair. Anywho, I'm done swooning over this guy.
You okay?
He's got a mane. Yeah, it's a little hot in here. Whew. Dizzy. He was in General Hospital for 210 episodes.
Wow.
Days of Our Lives, Young and the Restless. He was on Baywatch. But go ahead and pause the recording. Do yourself a favor and go to his IMDb page.
Yeah, I don't know this guy. I'd like to check out his other work based
do you
on
see-
his hair alone.
Do you see that hair?
I do, yeah. He's got the scruff, and a dude is a good way to describe him, but he's kind of like a lumberjack, sort of.
Yes.
Like a trucker,
very,
maybe.
Very manly.
Not like us. Well, let's cut over to the Tonys. Someone stands up, and Kramer is, boom, he's right there to fill in the seat. And Kramer doesn't even give the guy a chance to leave. He's already on top of him and pushing through. The man gets sort of pissed. What are you doing?
My job. What are you doing?
And there's that great material. I assume it's the man's wife, where Kramer just kind of leans over and he's like, that gets the two of us on TV. You might have a little explaining to do.
Yeah, he's very amused at that the predicament that he's in now.
And he even offers her some food. What is it? It's like a...
Turkey jerky. Go on, take a pull. Whoosh. Oh, sorry, I forgot the more for me. Kramer's a little kid right now.
Yeah, he really is.
But I want to back up before we go any further.
Sure.
The gentleman that Kramer sits in for, the guy that he abruptly kicks out of his seat, we don't really see the guy's face too well. He doesn't really have like an actual line of dialogue. But the actor's name is Adrian Sparks, and I bring him up because he plays the gravedigger in the Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, the special section.
That's him?
Yeah, it's him.
Whoa.
So no beard here, but that's the guy. So take notice more closely when you watch this scene.
That's great, man. Good catch.
Oh, thank you.
Wow. Right on.
And I believe his wife, who Kramer is going to have some explaining to do, that is Todd Gack's mother.
Yeah. Mrs. Gack.
Jane A. Johnston from the Calzone. She's credited as woman here. So We don't know if it's. I forget how did we label her in the calzone.
Oh, definitely a double dipper. But
Well,
this role or appearance is, I think, more memorable based on that look she gives Kramer when he sticks the turkey jerky right in her face.
but one could argue that she's wonderful is also very memorable.
Good point. Well, in another part of the theater, Jerry tries to understand this Lyle situation. You know, are they roommates? Gay? Is he gay? But Lanette says no.
Well, this is a new one. Do you notice how Jerry has to whisper, gay? Is he gay?
Yeah, he's like, should we be talking about this? But the Tony for Best Musical is awarded to Scarsdale Surprise. And there are these producers who happen to be sitting next to Kramer. They get up, he moves to let them by, but somehow gets swept up in the excitement and finds his way on stage, accepting a Tony Award.
Thank you and bless you all. This truly has been a Scarsdale surprise. If you look the way Kramer gets whisked on stage, there's a moment on the floor where the two producers like embrace by grabbing each other's forearms, and Kramer's in the middle of it. Like that's how he gets pulled on stage. It's pretty funny how it comes to be.
Yeah. You know, those producers, this is such boring trivia, but you hear the announcer list their names, and I only think he lists 4. So how did this fifth Tony show up on stage for Kramer to take?
They got that big table in the back, and they just grab them. Oh, 4 people, 5 people, give 5.
Sure.
Take 5.
It's not like, you know, award show would give out the wrong award, but you know, if we're going to talk about these producers, you've got Louis Maxstone Graham, and, you know, based on the subtitles and the script, you've also got Benjamin London or Benjamin Harnden, Polly Kennedy, Douglas Ewing, and the guy who's going to, you know, show up at Sardi's later. His name is Malcolm Oliver. You know, we should note that George sees all of this unfold at home while sprawled out on his new recliner, you know, chips all over his shirt. And I noticed, you might appreciate this, I think George is wearing the same outfit Jerry does in the pilot.
Red sweatpants?
Yep.
Blue shirt?
That's it.
Or blue top?
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Did you notice what was in George's fridge?
I saw some Three Musketeers.
Bite-sized Three Musketeers. Oh, and I like that he puts them in there to get a little chilly, you know, when you put love candy in the fridge or freezer, for that matter. We didn't talk about Kramer leaving the stage. Kramer walks the opposite way, of course, as the other producers walk off in the correct direction. So the stagehand has to direct Kramer. No, sir, you go the other way. So Kramer milks it for everything it's worth. He looks at the audience and walks very slowly with that Kramer smile to kind of soak up the moment. Very, you know, quintessential Kramer.
Of course. Well, let's cut over to Monk's. Elaine and Sam are out to eat and chat about work.
Elaine, am I crazy? I just get the feeling that Dugan and the others are making fun of me all the time.
Well, you might want to think about maybe moving your arms a little when you walk.
My arms?
You know, sort of swing them. So you're not lurching around, you know, like a caveman.
I'm a caveman.
No. It's just that
Everyone told me what a catty shrew you were. You're horrible.
I love that Julia delivery where she's like, you know, sort of swing your arms so you're not lurching around like a caveman. So
I find, yeah, go ahead.
Well, she's been referred to as a caveman, an orangutan. I think that's it so far.
Things aren't looking good for Sam this week. She's very intense and scary a little bit.
She is. Yeah, a little. I mean, I think Elaine could have handled this a lot better, but in fact, why even say anything? I mean, was she trying to help Sam?
I think so. I think her heart was in the right place.
Yeah.
They were being catty in the office, but did Sam overhear them?
I think so. You know, there's a deleted scene that was going to take place before the Tonys where, you know, hallway scene again, and I think you hear Dugan and Walter like make fun of Sam again, and Elaine is trying to prove how she's not catty. She's like, would a catty person do this? And she asks Sam out for lunch or whatever.
Okay.
So I think that deleted scene would kind of fill in what's going on here a little bit. But yeah, the wrong person to offend, because as you mentioned it, Sam is a little off.
Ooh.
Now, these characters or these crew members might not be that familiar to, casual fans, but, behind their table, sort of next to Elaine and Sam, you can see Jim Marcos and Pete Papanikolaou sitting there. Pete is probably the most recognizable of the two. He's he's the back of Don Tyler at Tyler Chicken.
Mm-hmm. Gray hair.
He's made a few other appearances, but really one of the weirdest is one we'll talk about in The Blood next season, when he was kind of brought in to play Izzy Mandelbaum for some reason.
Okay.
Have you ever seen that footage?
No.
He comes in and it's sort of like George Shapiro, Jerry's manager, when he played the guy that's like, Ricky, we had some complaints about your mannequin.
Or Larry playing Mr. or Rachel's father.
Yeah, kind of.
Heavy set fellow lives in my building. Yeah.
But anyways, let's cut over to Jerry's apartment and get back to the dude storyline. Jerry tells George all about it the next morning.
She had a dude?
Yeah, when I went to pick her up, there was this dude.
How do you know it was her dude?
Well, you think it could have been just some dude?
Sure, dudes in this town are a dime a dozen.
I reckon.
Or maybe she just wanted to go to the Tonys. I tell you what, you ask her out again, no Tony, just Jerry. That way you know if the dude is her dude or just some dude.
Dude.
Yeah. All right, that's enough. I gotta go home and take a nap.
It's 10:30 in the morning.
What can I tell you? I'm wiped.
So has the summer of George begun, or are you still decomposing?
Decompressing.
Well, good morning, gentlemen. And Tony says hello to you.
You didn't give that thing back?
Jerry, it was a whirlwind. They whisk us backstage. The media is swarming. Champagne is flowing. Woo! I can't describe how great it is to win.
That's because you didn't win.
Scarsdale Surprise. That's the musical about the Scarsdale Diet Doctor murder.
Featuring the mind-blowing performance of Miss Raquel Wrrrrelch.
You haven't even seen it.
Jerry, I'm not gonna let you bring me down off this high. I've been partying all night. I saw the sunrise at Liza's.
What, Manelli's?
No.
What a great pitch, that Manelli.
Oh my god.
No.
That has to be like a fan favorite from this episode.
Of course. We talk about ping pong throughout the series. We got a little dude ping pong in the beginning of this clip.
Oh yeah, for sure.
And to cap it with I reckon.
Yeah.
I enjoy the decomposing jab at George, decompressing.
Decompressing, yes. But I mean, this scene is all about Kramer.
Yes.
When he enters.
And I hope we're about to get to what I think we're going to.
Little blooper action.
It is a blooper. Kramer's line is featuring the mind-blowing performance of Miss Raquel Wrrrrelch. I don't hear that. When I think of this scene, I think of this.
Hey, Scarsdale Surprise. That's the musical about the Scarsdale Diet Doctor murder.
Featuring the mind-blowing performance of Miss Raquel Wrrrrelch.
I've never seen her work.
Raquel Wrrrrelch? Scarsdale Surprise. That's the musical about the Scarsdale Diet Doctor murder.
Yes, featuring the mind-blowing performance of Miss Raquel Wrrrrelch.
You didn't even see it.
Hey, I'm not gonna let you bring me down on this one, Jerry. I was partying all night. Yeah, I saw the sunrise with Liza.
Manelli?
No.
Relch?
Yeah, it's funny. I've always had trouble with her last name. I've said Welch. I've said Welsh. I can't roll my R's very well, so.
What's the correct pronunciation?
Oh, I think it's Welch, because it's spelled Welch. But, yeah, Raquel Welch, maybe.
I like Relch. So.
Yeah, it's a good blooper, though. Michael tries so hard, and he just can't get over that hill sometimes. Great scene. Once again, the Minnelli line. I love, and I think I posted this, back when the Oscar was supposed to go to Moonlight. It went to La La Land. There's the whole fiasco where, Kramer says, "I can't describe how great it is to win." That's because you.
Oh, that's
didn't
what you're
win.
talking about.
Yeah. What do you think I was talking about?
I don't watch those shows.
Oh boy. All right, let's cut over to Elaine's office. Elaine has Sam drop by and apologize for what she said at Monk's. But, Sam seems to be okay. Don't apologize. Maybe I should swing my arms a little bit more. How's this? Sam begins to swing and knock everything off of Elaine's desk.
Or this. Like this. Or this. Well, you seem to be getting the hang of it.
Apparently, Molly injured herself during the scene. She cut her hand on something on the desk and was bleeding and still wanted to do several takes.
Yeah, Jeff Schaffer was like, "Molly, you're bleeding all over a pregnant woman. Stop!" and he wanted to keep going.
So where are we now? Lanette's apartment. God almighty, it never ends with this guy. Jerry arrives, flowers in hand, but she answers the door in a towel. She lost track of time and heads to the bedroom. While Jerry waits, Lyle comes strutting out of the bathroom in a towel as well, drinking a beer.
Hey, Jer, what's up?
I have absolutely no idea.
How great is this guy? They need to give Lyle more stuff to do in this episode. I'm loving it.
The dude storyline, this is the act break. It really ends there.
Unfortunately.
Don't you feel like they could have gotten a little bit more out of it? Shown other sides to the dude, and
yeah,
it's a very small role and a very brief character.
And we all know how much I am infatuated with this character
and his
slash
hair,
actor. Yeah, that hair, can't get over it.
But let's cut over to Jerry's apartment. He's on the phone with George, who's just, of course, sitting at home, vegging in front of the TV.
Can you believe she expected me to squire her around town while the dude sits at home in swaddling clothes?
They make swaddling clothes for adults.
It's like she split the role of boyfriend into two jobs, except the dude's playing the showroom, and I'm stuck doing food and beverage.
Who's that?
It's Kramer.
Hey, Kramer.
George says hi. Hi, George.
How's that, Tony?
Why don't you just come over here?
Why can't I do this on the phone? What's Kramer doing now?
He's looking in the refrigerator.
Kramer. Anything good in there? Any popsicles?
I cannot do this.
So what's George doing?
He's not doing anything. Goodbye.
So listen, I'm gonna grab a bite to eat at Sardi's. You wanna go?
Are you taking the Tony to Sardi's?
The Tony is taking me to Sardi's.
Oh. Hello.
Well, I'm going.
Congratulations.
Well, thank you. Yes, thank you so much. I have so many people I want to thank, I don't want to forget anyone.
All right. I said no.
Jerry, I just want to let you know Lyle and I are completely over. I'd rather be with you.
Just me? No dudes or fellers?
What do you think?
I can start right away. But not here.
I'm not here. Leave a message.
Jerry, what's happening? Jerry, come on, pick up the phone.
There was an alternate ending to this scene in which George was going to continue talking into Jerry's answer machine, and he was going to say, "Hey, Kramer, are you there? Come on, wait, put on channel 47. There's a monkey smoking a whole pack of cigarettes. They got a hold on him." So what did you like about this clip?
Oh, well, I love when, Jerry hangs up, Lanette stops by, the phone rings. I said no.
Of course.
Again.
That's very good.
But once again, I feel like Kramer, really steals the scene with, of course, the Tony's taking me to Sardi's. I can't tell you what an honor it is to win. But there's this little moment in here, and I don't know why, but it's one of my go-to quotes in regular conversation. I've brought it up on the show before where...
I know what you're going to say.
Do you know this when George says, what's he doing? Anything good in there? Any popsicles?
Well, it's a great way to inquire about someone else, I guess, or what they're doing, right?
Yeah, that's like my go-to, like, what are you up to?
Yeah.
Like, any popsicles? It's so stupid. But...
It kind of doesn't work, but it totally works. We're not talking. We're talking.
We're talking, yeah.
That's good stuff. That term swaddling clothes sticks out to me. I like that a lot. Exactly. Oh, and the other thing I really enjoy was, Jerry being in the middle of George inquiring about Kramer, and then Kramer, reciprocating and inquiring about George through Jerry, and he's getting so frustrated.
Hi, George.
How's Tony? Yeah.
Any other Tonys on Seinfeld? All right, let's...
Tony, we got Mimbo Tony the crazy mechanic. There's got to be more.
Well, let's cut over to Sardi's, and, I figured we should just combine two scenes here. The first is Kramer eating with some, fellow Broadway people, and later with the producers.
So I said to him, Arthur, Artie, bubble up. Why does a salesman have to die? Change the title. The Life of a Salesman. That's what people want to see.
Excuse me, Mr. Kramer. My name is Louis Maxton Graham. I'm one of the producers of Scarsdale Surprise.
Oh, hey, yeah, Lou.
We need to talk. We understand how excited you are to have this very, very prestigious award. But you didn't have anything to do with the actual production.
No.
I'm afraid there is no way we can allow you to keep this Tony.
What?
Unless...
Anything. Are you familiar with our star, Raquel Wrrrrelch?
Oh, she's fantastic.
She's a train wreck.
There's a big tap dance number just before Gene Harris leaves the Madeira school to confront Dr. Tarnow.
It is a gut-wrenching scene.
Yes. But Raquel Welch doesn't move her arms when she tap dances. It's very distracting.
There is a lot of this in tap dancing.
So you'd like me to teach her how to dance?
No. We want you to fire her.
I love the actor who plays Malcolm.
Yep.
I love his delivery. It's, God.
He's great, but I'm more partial to Louis Maxton Graham.
I'm sure.
But Kramer just like rubbing elbows with these Broadway elites is great. But it's something about him already being ensconced in the culture. Like he is a producer in that moment, right now,
Yeah, and he's good at that. With other Broadway people, remember the Wigmaster?
There you go.
When he's out with
Get a calendar, honey.
Sure. Yeah, it's the 90s.
But they're hanging on his every word, it seems.
With this bullshit story of changing the title of Death of a Salesman to Life of a Salesman.
Quite similar to War What Is It Good For, maybe?
Yeah. And hey, that kind of ties into with Death of a Salesman and, Biff Loman with George in the boyfriend episode. But
he's a loser.
Yeah.
Great line, great delivery from the first clip that you played there. Oh, hey, Lou. We talked about that earlier.
We've never brought that up before on this show.
In case you're first joining us, we love that scene. What else?
Well, I think the better part is when the producers sit down with him, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And explain the situation with Raquel and what he needs to do if he wants to keep the Tony.
It's an interesting predicament since they're offering him a chance to actually earn a Tony, And you're like, why would they do this? And then we're going to learn shortly that they're afraid of her because of her reputation. But Kramer has the opportunity to legitimately win a Tony, which is crazy.
Well, I don't get why they want to fire her, because she's fantastic.
She's a train wreck.
But no, in all seriousness, yeah, like they just won Best Musical. Raquel can't be that bad of an actress.
Peter Dennis plays Louis Maxton Graham. He passed away in 2009. He was in Shrek as well as Sideways. He did lots of voice work, which makes sense because he's got that very, we got a very unique voice, I think, and delivery.
I'm trying to remember who he was in Sideways. I love that movie.
I didn't know this. I learned this upon this watch. His character is named after Simpsons writer as well as SNL writer Ian Maxton Graham. So it's a little tribute to him.
And I think, I'm sure a listener will correct me on this, but there's a like that golden age of Simpsons. There's this tall man character who drives like a little tiny car.
Okay.
And
I know you're talking about.
I think that character, the design is based on Ian Maxtone Graham.
The other producer sitting with Kramer is the one you talked about earlier, Malcolm Oliver, and he's played by Tucker Smallwood. And you should remember not only his face, but that name, because we previously saw him in The Pen. He was the photographer. And then even more recognizable, we saw him as the man in the Mercedes in the parking garage. Tell me something. What do you get for tune-up on this thing?
Yeah, 2 very small roles, and he's finally returning in all of his glory.
Well, there are no small roles, Matt, only small actors.
Sure.
But wait, there's more regarding Tucker Smallwood. He was in Sour Grapes. He played anesthesiologist number 2. And then on top of that, he was in a Curb Your Enthusiasm episode, The Pants Tent. He's the restaurant owner. And I've said this in previous episodes, but I'm saying it again.
I am a mama's boy.
That's right. I am mama's boy.
Yeah, he's great. I'm not that familiar with his work outside of Curb and Seinfeld. But I want to give a shout out to one of our Twitter followers, Overlooked Podcast. They recommended us check out another podcast called Sex, Jokes, and Rock and Roll.
I like all those things.
Tom Tran interviews Tucker Smallwood, and apparently he just has some incredible stories from his acting days. He served in Vietnam. Very interesting guy. So we'll include a link in the show notes if anyone wants to listen to his episode.
Good get.
Mm-hmm.
Also worth noting at the clip 1 with all the producers at the table, Seinfeld dialogue coach and crew member Judy Kerr is the woman sitting to Kramer's left.
Oh, right on. Yeah, I think she's had other cameos on the show before.
She has, yeah.
Now in the script, there's a bit of dialogue that didn't make the episode where Kramer says, "I can't give back the Tony because he already carved his initials into the back of it."
I like that.
Awesome.
I think that's very adorable.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm kind of just realizing this now, but he's done it again, CK.
All right, let's get over to Elaine's office. Elaine has Peterman stop by to see that Sam trashed the room. Not just papers on the floor. There's a broken lamp. The chairs are turned over.
Well, I see what's going on here. I am smack dab in the middle of a good old-fashioned cat fight.
And Elaine is at her breaking point. This is not a cat fight. It's violent, psychotic behavior directed at her only because she said Sam needs to swing her arms.
Woof.
Don't you mean rare?
Yes, that's the one. Awesome.
You love that, the woof.
I woof. He is so tickled that he, is part of this little game, and of course he gets it wrong because he's a moron.
And Peterman, of course, does nothing. He leaves, and Elaine begs him to stay, shouting, "Sam, she's crazy."
Crazy for feeling so lonely.
Yeah, this is just as Sam walks by to hear her say that. I don't know if I told you this, but I'm putting together a Seinfeld mix.
Uh-huh.
Not just songs that are, featured on the show, like Morning Train or
Master of the House.
Master of the House. But yeah, well, that kind of is in line with this song Crazy, by Patsy Cline. I think that should make the cut.
So it can be an actual song you hear the recorded version, or it can be a song sung by a character.
Not only that, but someone can mention the title of a song, like
Lemon Tree
Park or Lemon Tree, both versions.
How do you solve a problem like Maria? This is fun. I like this.
Yeah.
Good. You got a lot of things in the hopper.
Yeah. Big hopper. All right, let's cut over to Monk's. Jerry and Lanette grab a booth after spending a long day together. Jerry looks beat, and Lanette reminds him, "All right, Jerry, you got to get reservations for dinner at Safuzi. Should she wear the outfit she bought today?"
Sure.
Which one?
The one with the Fleckman. That's it. That's the one. Remember, we couldn't remember where else. Who said Fleckman? Or at least I couldn't remember. Maybe you corrected me. Did you correct me on that?
We
were going through We went through George's Fleckmans and Flavins, and this one I forgot about.
I think the Fleckman is when he's talking about Farbman.
Yeah.
I hear Flavman here.
Oh, that's right. It is the Flavman. But what I was getting at is the under the breath, you know, the tester.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry for botching that.
What time? 1 o'clock? All right, let's get going here. Lanette realizes she better get her hair cut. Jerry, I need you. Oh, this is so irritating. I need you to call me when you get home. I won't be there, but leave a message so I know you called. And she heads out, and Jerry just collapses onto the table, exhausted.
I've done that today.
Yeah, George arrives and hears Jerry joke, I need like an assistant or a relationship intern to help with Lanette. And George suggests, hey, what if the two of us teamed up? And Jerry's like, no. Do you think this is like a polyamorous relationship? Is Jerry like a threesome? Like, what do you think's going on here?
That's absolutely what I thought. Okay. I thought Jerry was like, no, what do you mean, that?
Menage a trois.
Exactly.
So, George starts explaining, listen, we're always sitting here. I'm always helping you with your girl problems. You're always helping me with my girl problems. Where do we end up? Here.
Exactly, because neither one of us can handle a woman all by ourselves.
I'm trying.
I've tried. We don't have it. Maybe the two of us working together at full capacity could do the job of one normal man.
Each of us would have to be like half a man. That sounds about right.
Wheels are turning.
Yeah.
This is, a little bit reminiscent of the opposite, or not the opposite, the Switch. How they're kind of scheming at the table, got the coffee. I like this.
Right. Not as memorable, but same ballpark for sure. I kind of skipped over it. That restaurant, Fusilli, which is so hard to remember. I think that's one of the tougher restaurant names.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Do you remember that?
That name is it sticks out to me because she says Sfoozy and then Jerry calls it Safoozy.
Wrrrrelch? What is it, Kramer saying?
Raquel Wrrrrelch.
Well, there was a real restaurant called Safoozi. It was over by Lincoln Center. It's since closed, but that would have been a fun restaurant to go to and be like, hey, like on Seinfeld, man. All right, next scene, we're at Jerry's apartment. Jerry hears that Kramer is being forced to fire Raquel Wrrrrelch.
Why do they want you to fire Raquel Wrrrrelch?
Because they're terrified of her. I heard from someone they cut one of her lines. She climbed up a rope on the side of the stage and started dropping lights on people's heads. A story like that's gotta be true.
She seems very nice.
Jerry, you're not in show business. You don't know what these people are like.
I'm in show business.
Oh, come on.
What am I gonna do? She's gonna eat me alive. Well, I got a tape of Fantastic Voyage if you think that'll help.
So that's the second mention of Fantastic Voyage. First was a few weeks back in the pothole. Do you remember that?
If he could shrink himself down?
Yeah, and have that big laser. And something else we didn't mention a couple of weeks back in the yada yada. That's it. Sorry. There's the whole Pope and Raquel Wrrrrelch in the lifeboat.
Those aren't buoys.
Mm-hmm. It's a
lot of Raquel love this episode and season.
Elaine enters to tell Jerry that Sam trashed her office, as we saw, and now she's leaving her taped messages.
Elaine, I'm going to find you. If not in your office, then in the Xerox room, or the small conference room next to the kitchen, or the kitchen.
I love that last one.
They did so well. I was going to ask you if you've ever used this as a trivia question because it's so well done and so memorable the way she delivers the line. And always the last one is the best. So this is the kitchen, and then stay tuned for her next. Where am I going to do it?
Well, as soon as Elaine mentions the stupid term catfight, Kramer just stops in his tracks.
Catfight?
And this is it. Please. Explain to me, what is so appealing to men about a catfight?
Catfight.
And Jerry explains. It's stupid, but, men think if women are grabbing and clawing at each other, there's a chance they might somehow kiss. I don't know how entertaining this episode is, but, man, it's getting so late.
I'm having a good time.
All right, no wine, unfortunately. Maybe we should do that for the recap.
Okay, let's do that. Let's do wine in a can. Different show.
Yes. All right, let's cut over to the street. Oh, I love this scene. Jerry and George, they're marching down the sidewalk minutes before the date with Lanette.
Dynamic duo.
You got the tickets? Yeah. 2 for the 7:15 of Lenore's Promise. What, are you wearing a green sweater?
I like it.
Well, that doesn't. Here's your blue one. It's her favorite.
What?
Just put it on! Oh. All right, now, remember she got her nails done today. So, remark on how you like the color. And if you need me, you beat me, all right? Yeah. There you go. There you go. All right. Yeah, go get him. You're a tiger.
Hey, George, 1 second. She's having a party Friday night. She wants me to take care of the invitations.
A little notice would have helped. Now, how many people?
35. And George, on the invitations.
Yeah, I know. Don't skimp. Go.
Right on time. I like that.
I like your nails. That is a great color.
Love sweater.
This whole thing.
Now there is a line that I like to use all the time whenever somebody compliments me on a tie or a shirt or whatever. This whole thing. I know it's not, other people have used that joke before, but I am referencing the show that I love.
What about Old Thing Gave It to Me?
Oh, no, that's a good one too. The more rare.
A different show too.
Awesome.
Yeah, but a great scene here. Very similar to the Switch, George and Jerry working together on a relationship. I love the breath spray, and when he fixes the sweater, like, go get him, you're a tiger.
You're a tiger.
You can even see Jerry like crack up. He almost has to pause for a second.
Yeah, he puts that sweater on. He's looking at George, and he's kind of cracking up, and he has to, I think, fix his hair because it's a little messed up.
Right.
Would you say it's a callback or just the reference to George about the invitations? Yeah. Don't skimp.
Don't skimp. Go.
What? That is brilliant to make the writers are letting the audience know, hey, we know what happened to Susan. She died as a result of George's decision to be cheap with invitations. We're going to reference it. Love that. Beautiful.
Yeah, and you almost don't think like they're going to go back to that well exactly with, the stationery store and the hospital scene. It just kind of feels like it would be a little throwaway joke here, but...
Oh, no, it's coming.
Yeah. Interesting bit of trivia, too. A movie title that we always... By we, I mean just like Seinfeld fans overlook. You got your Death Blows, your Cry Agains, your Sack Lunches, these classic titles, but there is a fake movie mentioned here called Lenore's Promise.
Yeah. It kind of flies under the radar because George says it very quickly. There's no movie poster. We don't know any tagline for it. So yeah. Who is Lenore and what is her promise?
I don't know, but it does count as one of the fake movie titles for sure. Let's cut over to, Melody Stationers. George stops by to look at the invitations, and the clerk recognizes him. Was he in here before?
About a year ago. Wedding invitations.
Right. How did that all work out?
No complaints.
And she has a good memory. Flips to the back of the book where the cheaper invitations are, but George just flips it back to the front. Let's go with the glossy ones.
Way to go, George.
Mm-hmm. So, first we got the, don't skimp. Now we got the same stationery store. And who's the woman that plays the clerk here?
Sue Goodman.
Sue Goodman. Same clerk from last season's finale, The Invitations. Love this. All right, let's cut over to Raquel. Is it Welch? Is it Welsh? What is it again, Vinnie?
Wrrrrelch.
We cut over to RW's dressing room at the Majestic Theater.
You are a fraud, Dr. Tarnower. You haven't even been to Scarsdale.
Miss Welch.
Who are you?
Well, I'm Cosmo Kramer. I'm one of the producers.
Hello? Sydney. No, I told you I don't want to do that. If you bring it up again, I'll feed your genitals to a wolf. Kids, your still here.
Well, Miss Welch, I do need to talk to you about a little problem regarding your performance.
What kind of problem?
Well, it seems that due to the vagaries of the production parameters vis-a-vis the fragmenting of the audience due to cable television, carnivals, water parks.
Out with it.
Well, you're fired because you don't use your arms when you tap dance. You're like a gorilla out there. I gotta go.
Would this be the most memorable scene from the episode?
Oof.
Among them?
Yeah. This one and when Kramer, arrives with the Tony and the whole Liza Minnelli scene.
Mm-hmm. Couple quotes from this scene that are so memorable. The first one's going to be Raquel's. She answers the phone and it's Sydney. Now, Sydney, you think it's maybe a producer or somebody, somebody she's working with.
Sydney Pollock, maybe.
Yeah, Poitier, whatever. No, I told you I don't do that. If you bring it up again, I will feed your genitals to a wolf. And she hangs up. And then she goes on to say, kids, you're still here. So a picture is being painted of this Raquel Wrrrrelch character.
Yeah, she's ruthless. And, another line that I love, and it's all about her delivery. You're still here.
Mm-hmm.
It's so bizarre.
Well, she's got to focus. She needs her Raquel time.
Now, great bit of writing from Jeff and Alec. Kramer has 3 reasons why audiences are fragmented. Why they're not coming to her shows.
Oh, the vagaries of production parameters, vis-a-vis the fragmenting of audience to cable television, carnivals, and water parks.
That almost feels like Pennypacker material there.
And the way he gets out that last, you run like you don't swing your arms when you tap dance. You're like gorilla out there. I gotta go. And great shot by Andy Ackerman. How Kramer's halfway out the door, and you see him feet akimbo, arms flailing and the Tony as he gets pulled back into Raquel Welch's room, and the door slams.
So Sam got the orangutan caveman. Raquel gets the gorilla comparison. Now, how many times does Kramer get beat up on Seinfeld? Can you think of any memorable ass kickings?
He gets punched in the face in the shower, in the Clarkman garbage disposal, the germ. We haven't gotten to that yet, right?
Got any steak? Exactly.
He gets beaten by street toughs during the AIDS walk.
Very good.
He gets beaten by little kids during karate. Now we finish it. Who else has punched my K-Man?
And, also Mickey. He's taken him down a few times. But we'll see how bad, Raquel beats him up later. Let's cut over to Central Park. George is walking with a box of invitations when a Frisbee lands at his feet. And a guy comes by to get it. Turns out he's playing Frolf. Needs a 4th for the back 9 and asks George, hey, do you want to play? George thinks of something. How is this represented?
You got a Frisbee on one side and then Jerry Seinfeld's head on the other side saying, what's the deal with airplane peanuts? So that's how I guess George views Jerry's humor.
Again, with the what's the deal with, yeah.
Kramer does that too when he, in one of the cold opens, when he pretends to be Jerry and does stand-up in Jerry's apartment. What's the deal with politics? Am I right, people?
This is a very, later season visual effect. I feel, the 2 circle images, Jerry's head, the Frisbee, but I really like it. I wish they did more of this.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the guy who plays this Frolf player or whatever, Frolfer, looks familiar.
Yeah, he is none other than writer Dave Mandel.
And, it's funny, in the script, you have your list of characters who plays them. His character's listed as the real Dave Mandel.
Yeah, what's up with that? I guess it's a little in-joke.
Yeah, it's just sort of like a little joke among writers. And, in fact, Dave kind of ran with it, and he took a full-page ad in Variety, kind of for your consideration, as Frolf player number 1, about how amazing his performance was. And I thought that's pretty funny. I'd love to reach out to Dave and see if he has this, like
I bet it's like framed in his office, probably.
in his collection somewhere. But yeah, George decides to play some froth instead of delivering the invitations, and we cut over to Lanette's. Jerry is happy, no more Lyle. All of his tasks are done. Best of all, he and Lanette are in towels. Towels, Vinny. But she's not happy. Where are the invitations he was supposed to get? If they don't go out today, they're useless.
We're in towels.
Jerry.
What Jerry was able to do with Lyle and out-Lyle him, George was able to, actually twice, he got Scott out of the apartment with Bonnie, and then he got Neil out of the relationship with, I forgot her name.
Danielle.
Yeah, Danielle. He out-Neiled him. Starting.
All right, sorry. So Jerry calls George, who is making his way up the stairs at his place, unaware that he drops one of the invites. And George answers the phone at his place. Jerry's panicking, where are you? You're supposed to leave the invitations with Lanette's doorman.
Get them over pronto. We're in towels here, George.
All right. Keep your towel on.
What?
It's a joke.
All right, that's not bad. Now get over here.
Now, in the script, there was some other dialogue where, like, I think George, based on that first scene in the cold open with, what's the deal with those guys in the pit? George was going to, like, try out other material throughout the episode, and none of it would land with Jerry. He would make, like, some joke about Shampoo, the movie, like, oh, maybe, like, Lanette wants to watch Shampoo with you. And, like, Jerry doesn't get it. He's like, what?
All right.
So when George makes this towel joke, it's like, I don't know, it's like...
That's the first one that lands.
Yeah, so he's very, very proud of this one.
You should hit that high note and walk off stage.
Mm-hmm. Well, he does. He definitely walks off stage. They hang up the phone, and George heads out while, hustling down the stairs, slips on the invitation he dropped, and wipes out.
Oh!
Getting back real quick to the part where Jerry's on the phone. Did you notice the callback to last week's episode? The muffin tops? Lanette walks by him and says, "Did you shave your chest?"
Yes, I do remember that. I forgot. Fabulous.
Apparently that wasn't like in the script. Alec and Jeff weren't thinking of a callback. It just so happened, they filmed this episode, I guess, a week after the muffin tops, and Jerry... having just shaved his chest, like the stubble was coming out.
They noticed him on set in a towel, with a shaved chest.
Yeah, love that. Now, one last thing here before we move on. Those stairs that, I guess are in George's apartment, the carpeted, completely carpeted. They look very familiar. Do you remember, like, were these in another episode, or do we see them in a future episode?
Yes, they were. This was when George had won Susan back, and he was walking the steps up to her apartment.
Yes.
And he's cursing himself. How am I going to get out of this one? And she's happy and knows not what's about to happen.
Yeah, that's right. That was back in the pick, I think, in season 4.
He was up to his wrist once he got up to that apartment.
And we assume, unless he says in that episode we went to Susan's. There's a bit of retcon. Maybe they were walking up to George's apartment then?
Yeah, because he runs up the stairs and then he's in his apartment. So that's George's apartment.
No, but I mean in the pick.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So.
You're right. Because then I'm sorry. Because he's like,
there too.
How am I going to get out of this one? Yeah, so maybe we're going to have to retcon that.
Yeah, all right. Well,
it's a retcon.
It's almost time for bed, so we better move on here. We got to get to bed. Let's cut down to the street. Elaine plays another one of Sam's recordings for these two cops.
If not in your apartment, then in the laundry room, or the ATM in the building across the street, or the watch shop.
Elaine begs the cops for help. Again, this woman is a psycho, but sadly they just reply with and yeah. And she tries describing the Sam character. She's this tall, doesn't move her arms when she walks, and actually gives an example for the cops. Of course, this is when Raquel Wrrrrelch is storming down the street after getting fired. and thinks Elaine is making fun of her dancing.
That's it. You're going down.
Sound like Earl Halfler.
It's a choice.
Yeah. And of course, what do the cops say as they start brawling?
Ooh, cat fight. Now, Matt. I don't like to shit on Seinfeld, but I feel like this is a missed opportunity here. Do you know where I'm going with this?
That they would actually show the fight?
No. So the line that Raquel reads, "That's it, you're going down." We just saw the mantle bombs not, more than a couple weeks ago. Mm-hmm. Why not have it? Because this is kind of becoming, we heard it twice now, but that's it. It's go time. Because a brawl's about to happen.
Yeah.
I want to, no good? You're not sold on it.
It would work, but I don't feel like it's a,
done with you.
Okay.
It's a missed opportunity. I think it would have been a great, within the Seinfeld universe, that phrase of we're about to fight.
I think it's fabulous. I think it's a fabulous idea.
See, it's my birthday. Thank you.
Let's talk about these cops.
Yeah, we got first cop is I think a lot of us will recognize him from Scrubs or The Middle. It's Neil Flynn. He plays cop number 1. And the other gentleman is Tom Bailey, who was in an episode of the Michael Richards show.
Oh, boy.
Show.
The Neil Flynn, the janitor on Scrubs. It's interesting, Molly Shannon, Amanda Peet, all of these actors kind of starting off here on Seinfeld, in a sense.
Yeah.
Before they moved on to bigger things.
Well, I think George Shapiro has said numerous times how, Seinfeld was a little bit of a launching pad for a lot of actors in Hollywood that we know today.
Mm-hmm. Especially, on the sitcom front. Yeah.
You're welcome.
All right, Vinny, here we go. The last big scene of the episode. We're at the New York hospital. Very familiar setting here in that hallway. It's almost like we saw the exact same set last season in The Invitations. Kramer chats with Jerry and looks like he got knocked around a bit by Raquel.
So, how's George?
I don't know. They won't tell me anything.
Jeez.
What's that? Tony? What happened to you?
Raquel Wrrrrelch.
Yikes. What happened to you?
Raquel Wrrrrelch.
The woman is a menace.
Yeah. I bumped into her on the street. It got pretty ugly.
Cat fight with Raquel Wrrrrelch.
My God. George.
I slipped on the invitations. Where's the towels?
They're back on the rack.
Even with the two of us.
I think we're still a man short.
Mr. Costanza. Your legs have sustained extensive trauma. Apparently, your body was in a state of advanced atrophy due to a period of extreme inactivity. But with a lot of hard work and a little bit of luck, I think there's a good chance you may, one day, walk again.
Well, that's good news.
Wow. Invitations again.
Oh, yeah, that's weird.
All right. Well. You want to grab some coffee?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Coffee. I'd like to get some coffee.
Okay.
This was supposed to be the summer of George. The summer of George.
So what do you think of this ending, Vinny? Is it kind of like we're double dipping here, or do you think it's great we're getting the same ending all over again?
Well, we're double dipping, but it's a delicious double dip. Hence why we're going back for the dip. Same hospital, same circumstances, same doctor. It's familiar, but yet the circumstances have changed a little bit. And now that it's George who's the one that's there, but it's comforting in a way that nobody blames George for Susan's death except for the Rosses, but. Again, like George getting his just desserts, it's satisfying, I find.
That's an interesting thing to bring up. Jeff, I think, mentioned that on the commentary, how a lot of people interpreted this scene as, this is like justice for what happened to Susan. George is getting punished for what he was, partly responsible for. But I think they said they didn't view it that way.
Because it was funny. Yes, it was. Most importantly was that it was funny. In no way were they trying to get revenge on George,
or punish him.
Exactly. It was more so it was a funny idea, and the fact that a lot of people had written in that they were upset that Susan had been killed off, they, rather than shy away from that, they wanted to shine a light on it.
Now, you did mention, same situation, same doctor. Let's talk about the doctor here.
Yeah, Victor Rader Wexler returns as I think he's had 2 names throughout the series because he was in the Junior Mint as well as the Invitations, but I think we know him as Dr. Wexler.
Yeah, I did some research here. So he's credited as Doctor in the Junior Mint, the Invitations, the Summer of George. It's not until the finale that he's credited as Dr. Wexler. In the Junior Mint, Roy calls him Dr. Siegel, and there's some mention of Wilcox in a transcript for the finale. So sorry to throw all this at you guys, but I never know who this guy is. I guess Wexler is the best way to go, just named after the actor. But now, I wonder how a lot of people felt the first time they saw this episode, especially as it aired, because it's a bit of a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
In terms of Seinfeld endings.
One of our heroes ends the season injured.
I mean, really.
Paralyzed, if you will.
Susan's death was probably, packed the biggest punch. But we kind of knew, all right, things are just going to be back to normal in season 8. Now, you don't really know where the show's going to go. Is George going to be, paralyzed the rest of Seinfeld?
Right.
I don't know. It's an interesting place to end. And, again, thinking about Larry David, would he have ended a season like this?
Yes, always fun to look back and think of, how would Larry have done this?
Right.
When is the episode where George goes to Play Now? And he has the cane.
That's the next season.
But is that the opening episode?
It is.
Okay, so there will be a little bit of a crossover or carryover from Summer of George to the Butter Shave.
Yeah, and kind of similar how Curb does that, where Curb can kind of end on a cliffhanger of sorts, and I don't know, they usually take the first 2 or 3 episodes to kind of address where we left these characters.
And that's what makes it feel like just this big, all-encompassing story, rather than just, here's the newest season.
Right, like George is fine in season 9.
Yeah, no mention of it.
But yeah, just in closing, I really do enjoy this kind of ending and how they're really just repeating what happened in the Invitations to the whole, wow, Invitations again, to, you want to grab some coffee?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'd like to get some coffee. But I guess, we should mention there is a little bit of a credit sequence here. George is at physical therapy, making his way slowly across those, those bars, the parallel bars, learning how to walk again, while Sam is in the background getting help with her arms. Swing them.
I'm trying.
And George nearly makes it to the end, but slips and falls on the floor.
Still a little summer left.
So, what do you think?
So, Matt, would you give this episode a ringer or a meow?
I'll give it a woof, which isn't a bad thing, right?
It's not a Buzz, your girlfriend, woof.
Yeah. As our listeners can probably tell from our tone, it is getting a little late. So, I'll be short here. I love the Kramer storyline with the Tony. I think that's all gold. Love the dude, as brief as the scenes are. That's about it. It doesn't feel like a bad episode or like they really dropped the ball here, but there's not that much I can kind of rave and rant about for this finale, which again, it's kind of a tall order for finales to really stand among the best and what came before them. I don't care for the whole Elaine Rare storyline, and I like the idea of George just starting the Summer of George, but not really doing anything.
Mm-hmm.
There's just not as much meat on that bone for me as, seeing Kramer with his Tony Award and going out to Sardi's and whatnot.
Yeah.
What about you?
Kramer I agree with you. Kramer being the seat filler was probably the best portion of the episode.
Mm-hmm.
Great guest appearance by Raquel Wrrrrelch. Either, big name actors or people that went on to be, household names: Amanda Peet, Neil Flynn. I'm drawing a blank, of course, because it's 1:15. But Elena was the weakest story. Kramer was the strongest. Want some more dude, because I love me some Lyle. And I like the nods and references back to the invitations and Susan's death. Those were nice, and I think those made it worthy of being a finale episode because of that, as well as George's temporary paralysis. That's kind of like high stakes, not as high necessarily as Susan's death, but something, a will they won't they, that we can think about.
Right. I mean, not like we need a reason to tune in for season 9, but it definitely, like I said earlier, kind of leaves you with a bit of a cliffhanger, which isn't typical for a Seinfeld finale. And speaking of finales, so far we've gotten 8 season finales. The opposite from season 5 is your favorite. Mine is the season 4 finale, the pilot. Where do you put the Summer of George? Is that, towards the top? Is it towards the bottom? Right in that meaty part of the curve?
I would put it middle to back half of the finales.
Interesting. Okay.
So meaty.
Yeah, I feel the same way. Something like the invitations, I think, is above it.
Yep.
Maybe even the understudy, maybe.
For me.
Mm-hmm.
One day we will rank the finales. This much we can promise you.
One day we will rank all 180 episodes.
And we will be the ones ranking them. All right, that's going to do it for us here for Season 8 of Seincast. Please send us, for our Season 8 recap, send us your favorite episode, as well as any questions you have or things you want us to discuss. Send us at seincast@gmail.com, Facebook, Twitter. Leave us a voicemail at Coco Bosco.
And also send us those, your favorite Season 8 episode and your question topic by Tuesday, October 31st, Halloween. We're going to probably record the next day, so we want to make sure we have everything together in time. But, Vinny, we will return with our Season 8 recap on Thursday, November 2nd. Until then, I'm Matt.
I'm Vinny.
Signing off. Seincast is not endorsed by Castle Rock Entertainment, Sony Pictures, or NBC. It is intended for entertainment and information purposes only. Seinfeld, the Seinfeld logo, and all names, pictures, and audio of Seinfeld characters are registered trademarks and/or copyrights of their respective trademark and copyright holders.
What's the deal with airplane peanuts?